Hi Sagittarius, welcome back to Wandering Magic. These are going to be your December 2025 messages, and it's going to be for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Happy birthday, by the way. If it hasn't passed, but if it did, then happy belated. All right, let's get into the Kipper messages. We have Courthouse, message of concern, and mature woman. Quite literally dealing with a legal issue that is concerning about an older woman in your life, a mother, a grandmother, something along those lines. The courthouse could also signify message of concern from an attorney. Yeah. I gotta be honest, I'm not getting a whole lot from these cards. I just think that they look a little concerned. The other thing I want to say, and maybe I just have to sit with this for a minute, is to trust the attorney, because the only one that doesn't look concerned is the attorney and is the judge, actually, in these pictures. But that's where I feel like I want to leave that. I would say look to someone who is older and wiser as well. If this doesn't have to do with any legal issues, I'll leave it with this. It could be that you are an attorney, or you know, or are affiliated with one. And with that being said, they're the ones who are going to deliver you bad news, and it could be like on a personal level for them or the connection. But I see it being handled, but also maturely. So I'll leave that there. Roots of Abundance is just to remind you that you don't have anything to worry about. You need to tell yourself you are favored. You have everything you need. You have everything you could want, even if you don't. Because the more you believe it, the more that it becomes true. It's the message that you give to the universe that they boomerang back to you, like message received, got it. Now, let me give that back. You're emanating this energy. It's going to bring it toward you. And so we'll talk more about roots of abundance, but essentially once you are rooted in that, like once you are in a good place with that, is where things start to propel forward for you. 333. Father of Pentacles is your tarot message. The 10 of Cups in reverse. And then the Magician. So we just talked about having everything you need at your fingertips. With the Father of Pentacles, I feel this is your father or a child's father that is not behaving favorably, meaning they're not being very nice, they're not being very kind, they are giving you a bit of a hard time. And there are so many times where I see you trying to say the right thing or do the right thing, and it just doesn't seem to be working per se. Regardless, what I find I don't want to say interesting, I would say what I love about this is, in spite of it all, you are creating stability. And I think that you need to give yourself credit for the small things that you're doing that are actually equaling bigger things. Because I feel like you are doing big things. It just feels like because you're dealing with XYZ in the third, it feels like almost like it's not, like your efforts aren't paying off, but you're operating at such an illogical space right now that it's actually creating this stable environment for you and the ones close to you, because of what you're doing. So I would just say, like, keep up what you're doing. Not everything is going to go your way. Remember, we had, you know, some messages of concern and whatnot. But that's okay. That's okay, because I think that you're finding the peace, the underlining peace, because you see the silver lining. Again, it just feels very optimistic. You're so hopeful when it comes to this. You're just like, I trust it. It's going to be. It will be, and it will go in my favor. You have so much faith. But I will say again, not everything is going to go the way that you envision it. But it will. But the thing is, when it doesn't, try not to keep your guard up. But I don't really see that. I see you breaking down the barriers, breaking down the wall. And I feel like it's the wall that was put in front of you, and now that wall is, I guess, being torn down a bit. And it doesn't feel like a total collapse. It feels more like a gradual, like you start to see the crack first, and then it starts to open slowly, and then it goes from small to like bigger and bigger. And then I'm getting like, then you're free. Now you're in the clear. Eight of Pentacles reverse and the Fool. For me, I see this as, you might not see, again, part of you, there's going to be things where you're like, oh, I knew it wasn't going to work. I knew it wasn't going to happen. But the other side of that is having faith. There's just like this duality that's existing for you in December. I also want to make note that around your birthday, and it is Sagittarius season when I'm recording this, but always around your birthday, there's this magical time where, like, when you literally blow out a candle and make a wish, your manifestations can come true, because it's a gift from the universe. And so asking for what you want and believing that you can have this, will again bring that very much wanted energy into your life and into your space. Your oracle message here is Chalice, which is like a goblet or a cup. Looks like a little bit of a wine glass. And this is over emotional, dried out, and crybaby. So yeah, cry it out. Who cares? Cry it out. You know, maybe this is laughing while you're crying, kind of thing. It's an emotional time. It's definitely an emotional roller coaster. That's just what it feels like. But guess what? Everything will be resolved. It says a year from now, but that's not typically next year. Like, and this time next year, it's more like the near future. So we're in December, so it's like the end of this month. I would say give it some grace, and that energy might flow into January. Okay. Watch your sun, moon, and rising for any additional messages, and I'll see you next time.